So, welcome to episode 3 of our Versus series. Today's topic will be monogamy versus polyamory, natural versus unnatural, mature versus immature, love versus senseless, meaningless relationships. You probably heard me cover this before. It is in my great book of love. Perfect Soulmates, Love Requires Perfection. Pick up a copy today if you haven't already. Or if you don't like reading, check out my movie. Links below. Polyamory is one of the most pathetic things one can possibly engage in. And like I said, my book covers polyamorous relationships, which is having a relationship with multiple partners. That's why I said immature, senseless, meaningless, unnatural. Let's just go ahead and get right into it, shall we? As we always do. All right. That's all a polyamorous relationship is. Sex without love. An orgy of pretenders acting as if they are happy, when in reality they are all scared to live a natural life with just one person who actually loves them. Anyone who disagrees with this is immature and not prepared for a serious long-term relationship. So by all means, continue goofing off out there and wasting your life away. Sure, you'll have some temporary satisfaction. But that polyamorous fantasy of yours is not going to last. I can guarantee you that. These are the alcoholics, the druggies, the ones living in denial, thinking that they're living life in the fast lane, la vida loca, when all they're doing is using each other. It really is sex without love. And if you don't understand why, then you have no idea what love is. End of story. So why is one not enough for such people? The first question that comes to mind is why? What is the honest reason for being in a threesome, foursome, fivesome, or more? This lifestyle is all about limited satisfaction without love. That's all it is. They can pretend as if they're happy, but you know that they're not. And if you don't know that they're not, by all means, go ahead and emulate such immature behavior. And a lot of people boast about it. Oh, I've been with so many chicks. I've been with so many guys, as if it's something to be proud of. You know what that translates to, right? I failed in so many relationships. I'm currently failing with 2 or more right now. 2 or more people in my life. Failure just tastes so sweet. That's what that translates to. Ever seen the movie Liar Liar? Yeah, the truth is in plain sight. It's really sad when people actually try to justify such an insane lifestyle. It's a lifestyle for those who have failed trying to find their potential soulmate. So, now they choose to live in denial, pretending to be happy, pretending to live an exciting, fulfilling life. Yeah, right. Even though they know that they are not. As I said, these are the alcoholics, the druggies, the losers. Look at this guy as an example. Why wasn't one enough? Ask yourself that question. It's going to be a reoccurring theme throughout this presentation. Why wasn't one enough? Polyamory is obviously people using people. Literally objectifying each other for personal interest that will surely grow stale. That's guaranteed. It's all fun and games. Perhaps for a few months or a few years. Nothing more than just an experience. You know, there's also people who travel the world and then they have this bittersweet feeling of numbness. As if, okay, I think I've seen the world. What were you looking for? You just traveled the entire world and you're still unhappy? What was the point? Did you not enjoy your destinations? I haven't traveled the entire world, but I feel as the happiest man ever because I have my soulmate. I don't need to travel the world. I don't need millions of dollars. I don't need a mansion. I don't need worldwide fame. And if I just so happen to gain one of these things, I'll still remain humble. I'll still be the same person. Just like Jenny says, the same Jenny from the block. Jennifer Lopez. It's the same thing. You see, a lot of people forget where they come from. And these things change them for the worst. I never forget where I come from. To the core, forever. That's how I'm able to be in an eternally in love relationship. An eternal relationship. A lot of people, unfortunately, they just lack this level of passion. So they get lost. And they think, you know what? Let me just date a lot of people. Lost, as I said. They don't know where they're going. They don't know why they do what they do. They just do it. And then, what's worse is that they provide a negative influence for the youngsters out there. You know, preaching that love doesn't exist when in fact it does. And so they ruin their lives too. Negatively influencing them. So then they begin to fantasize about having more than one partner. And calling it love. When in reality, these people have no idea what love even means. So as I said, just an experience of using others. Now, some cultures support polygamy. That is, having more than one spouse. So there's polyamorous, more than one partner. And there's polygamy, actually marrying multiple spouses. Which is the same as polyamorous relationships. Which both mean a group of people, as I said, using each other. It's 100% unnatural without love. And as I said before, anybody who disagrees with this is a perfect candidate to become one of these losers. By all means, go ahead and hit that dead end. That titanium wall where you realize the hard way. You had to find out the hard way. You see, it looks fun, doesn't it? It looks fun, right? Oh, she can do this to me, and then the other one could be doing this to me. When you're truly in love with one person, you don't think about those things. All you think about is that person. And the many things that she can do. Or, if you're a woman, the many things that your man can do. There is none of this fantasy. Fantasizing about more than one partner. It really is childish. Actually, more accurately, it's immature, as I said before. You're not fully mature. You're not ready for love. If you desire these things. More than one partner. It's unsustainable. Problems, for example, such as jealousy, controlling, manipulating, aggressive, and often dangerous behavior will inevitably happen in a polyamorous relationship. Because humans are specifically created and designed to love just one partner, now and forever. It's not sustainable. You have to partition your care, because it's not love, your attention and care with two or more people. You're going to start feeling like a bus driver tending to your passengers. It's very unnatural. It's very unsustainable. It just doesn't make any sense in the realm of love. Love is not this. You can't possibly love one person with all of your heart. You have to split your attention, because now you can't love just one. It's not, the formula of love is just one, as you'll soon find out. Hopefully. All right, so as I mentioned, one is forced to divide their attention with one or more partners. This means that one partner will never have 100% of who they're spending their life with. So then, thus, feelings of loneliness and depression are inevitable. It's a plethora of negative emotions that can occur, by the way. So polygamy versus polyamory, multiple spouses or multiple partners, full knowledge and consent of people involved. You may marry or not get married. No official or legal ceremony involved versus associated with patriarchal cultures. Women often have fewer rights. Look, it doesn't matter. This is all unnatural. And then look at this. Stress on equal relationships between partners, irrespective of gender. It's so ridiculous. It's just, what do you mean equal relationships? It's like you're babysitting two people. It's like you're chaperoning. You know, you ever heard that term, three is a party or something like that? Yeah, two people is, I don't know. And then three is a party. So 3 people is too much, right? That's because it's meant to be one-on-one. The human experience. One-on-one. The power of one, if you will. There's no such thing as many loves. Misusing the word love here, because true love can only be created in a completely monogamous relationship where both partners are receiving 100% love, not just attention, actual love, because it's built between 2 people, not more than 2 people, from their partner, which means maximum fulfillment. So polyamory explained from the Greek and Latin root meaning many loves. No. Unless you're talking about loving children or loving your family members. But that's not the same love as a partner's love. Love from your partner is completely different. It's above and beyond the love that you have for your children or your family or even a pet. No. True love is between 2 people that are completely in love with each other. There's no one else involved. It's far different than, you care about people in your life. But when you're in a relationship, it's way more than care. Take a look at my stream, Caring versus Loving. Practice of engaging in intimate relationships with multiple people. Might as well just call this an orgy on steroids. With knowledge and consent of everyone involved. May follow a hierarchy. There you go. Babysitting. A primary partner is more important than the others. How messed up is that? Hey, slave number 1. This is like human trafficking, for crying out loud. You're my number 1 slave. I'm going to use you for this. And then my second wife, or my second partner rather, whichever one it is, I'm going to use them for this. And you can use me for that. But remember, I'm number 1 around here. What the heck is this? A polyamorous relationship doesn't necessarily have to be sexual in nature. Then what's the point? Sex is the union for 2 people to become one. Otherwise, it's an orgy. A senseless orgy of senseless pleasure. Limited, temporary pleasure. I hope you enjoy it. Hey, you know what? It's just like having prostitution. We'll get into that. And look at this. Due to emphasis on consent, polyamory is also known as ethical non-monogamy. Ethical or unnatural? Ethical. I would hate to know what anything else you consider ethical or not. If you consider more than one partner ethical. It's just so ridiculous. It really is sad. A sad world we currently live in because people actually support this garbage. Hence the reason why I'm going over it. Polyandrous and polygynous relationships are Both the same, meaningless, pointless, non-fulfilling, polyamorous situations. These days, such people have truly lost their natural sanity, I'm telling you. Opting to live in such miserable relationships, because that's what we're talking about here. How come one wasn't enough? As I said, it's going to be a recurring theme in this stream. Ask yourself, people who support this garbage, why wasn't one? How come you can't just love one person and experience the true power of love? Why was it so necessary to just goof around and fool around? See, this is why people cheat, because their weakness and their cowardice. They don't have the necessary commitment required in order to live a lifelong, loving, fulfilling relationship. So they cheat because they feel that their partner's not enough. Well, then why don't you just work on your relationship? See, polyamorous relationships is like an excuse to cheat permanently. So it's a cheaters club. Think about it. It's swingers. It's swingers on steroids. You know, swinging is an old thing that should never have been. Prostitution never should have been. The only reason why those two things exist is because poor, mediocre relationships, nobody's being taught how to love each other to the maximum. Which is the reason why I wrote my book and created my 1-hour video course. I'm trying to help people out there realize what love really is. So then you won't have to experience heartbreak in a mediocre, miserable relationship. But to each their own. If you love misery so much, you're going to live in denial thinking that you're happy. To each their own misery. If you insist, can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. So polyandrous. When a woman is in a polyamorous relationship with more than one man. Sounds like prostitution to me, whether money's involved or not. Polygynous, when a man is in a polyamorous relationship with more than one woman. Sounds like concubines. Prostitution as well, or gigolo, there you go. Nesting partner, now what the heck is this? A live-in partner, this person is usually the primary partner. A nesting partner, what are we, like... birds? Nesting partner? Really? Is this the terminology we're going to be using? I mean, how unnatural can you get? I swear. Triad. AKA truple. I guess they mean threesome. A polyamorous relationship between three people. Okay. Gotta create new terminology, new jargon in this world of insanity. All of whom are actively involved with one another. It's polyamorous. I mean, this is all polyamory. But look, they got to come up with their own little specific terminology. How cute is that? Compersion. The feeling of joy at seeing another person experience joy. Oh, this is that cucking business. To cuck each other. In polyamory, it's used as the opposite of jealousy. This is really sad. This is very sad. I can't believe I'm actually reading this in my lifetime. It's very sad to read. That's actually worse. It's the same and worse. It's all bad. It's all the worst. What is a V? A polyamorous relationship between three people where two people are dating one person, but not each other. You know, like friends with benefits and F-buddies. I mean, look, this is how far humanity is de-evolving. We're going down, people. When people support this is just... this garbage is really sad to read. Fluid bonded. Wow. The agreement to share bodily fluids with the person. Oh my goodness. In a polyamorous relationship, a couple may agree to fluid bonded only to each other, which would mean they'd need to use protection when having sex with anyone else. You know, there's no loyalty, there's no fidelity in any of these cases. It's just like, hey, let's mess around. This is swinger material right here. Just call them all swingers. Call it a senseless orgy. You know, just like the Roman days. The emperor and his crazy orgies. It's just like, wow, that's what love is? Hence the term romantic. How twisted it must have been back then. But look how twisted it is now. Different kind of twist right here. But it's all the same. It's all the same. It's just messing around, not taking... This is not love, people. It's a shame that it's called polyamory. It has the word amor in it, which means love. This is not love. Multiple loving partners. This is not love. And just because something exists does not mean that it's correct. You should challenge science, challenge history, challenge politics, challenge religion even, challenge everything that doesn't make sense to you. You have a right to believe whatever you want to believe. But if you believe in this garbage right here, I truly feel sorry for you. Enjoy your miserable lives, because you guys are just nothing but lost people out there if you support this garbage. And then they're going to claim that they're all happy when they're really not. They're living in denial. Talk about pointless, meaningless, and non-fulfilling. And true misery. Oh my goodness, man. How ridiculous is the story of Solomon, for example? Supposedly having 700 wives and 300 concubines, pretty much prostitutes, which are basically additional prostitutes. Imagine how ungrateful, insane, and immature one must be to have lived such a life. Imagine. Like, look, isn't that something to be proud of? The most wives in the world. Wow, you know what, man? I really want to be you. 700 wives? I bet you don't even know what their names are. Or how they feel. How are you supposed to... That's impossible. And then 300 prostitutes, why not? We're going to make it an even 1,000. Why not? Because you know what? Reasons. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's 700 or a threesome. It's the same equation. More than just one-on-one. Why? Why? You think that's pleasure? Oh, I can have a different person every single day. Oh, I'm living such a great life. No, because you will lose yourself. You're going to lose who you are. You don't even know. See, because you're going against natural human love. So when you go against monogamy, a monogamous relationship, a serious one, because that's just the beginning, one-on-one. You have to develop love between each other. So if you dip yourself into the world of polygamy, now one becomes 2, 3, 4, 5, 700, and 300 more. 1,000. It's meaningless. There's nothing special. Nothing special at all. If everybody in the world had a bunch of diamonds stashed away in their closet, you think diamonds would be worth anything anymore? No. Because it's a common item. There's nothing genuine or special about it anymore. Or, sacks of gold. Everybody has gold now. Then it's worthless. Just like money, that's why inflation exists. The more money that people have, well, the less value over time. It's just the equation. That's why the economy is not perfect. It's not a perfect system. Inflation, for the very purpose, the reason why, because we used to trade items. And then the more rare the item, the higher the value. So why not find somebody truly rare in your life and say, you know what, this is a special person. I want to be with this one person. That's how valuable they are to you. 700 wives, there's no value to any one of them. One wife is as good as the next. Who cares? Give me number 626 for tonight. Tomorrow I have number 523. Oh, Saya, wouldn't you want number 502? What's the difference? What's the difference? Oh, number 328 is not feeling good. Oh, well, then just bring me number 150 then. Sire, wouldn't you like 149 and with the concubine on the side? You want some fries with that? Nothing matters anymore. And then when you even imagine Solomon explaining to other people, oh, you know what? You know who my favorite wife is? Number 622. But number 3 is also good. But you know what? I'm going to have a competition. But all the wives are no good anyways, because that's why I need 300 additional concubines. Seriously, 300 additional concubines. Why? It's just hoarding at that point. Greed. And it's not powerful. This is not power, people. This is not power. Just like billionaires out there. That's not power. That's greed. They're not helping anybody. They're not happy. You know, Elon Musk recently said that he suffers from depression. One of the richest men in the world. Why? Why are you suffering from depression? Do you not have a soulmate? No, I bet he doesn't, right? You see what I'm telling you? I'm not insulting the guy. I'm just saying, why are you so depressed? Don't tell me PTSD or some other issue. You have all the money in the world and you're depressed. Why? Just like an obese individual has all the money in the world and you're still overweight. When you can buy, I don't know how many gyms, 700 gyms, and you're still not in shape. There's no excuse at that point. So how ridiculous with this case of Solomon? Have to point that out. Has everything to do with polyamory. Even though almost every person out there doesn't have enough passion, unfortunately, to believe what I'm about to say. I'll say it again and again. Your partner needs to have the power of 1,000 people in one if necessary. Yes, I said that. Because if one is not enough, what's missing? Quality. Quality in the relationship. Because when you truly fall in love with your partner, you don't even care about any other person out there. No person out there. Just like the horses that have the blinders on. When you fall in love, you have those blinders. You don't even care. And you no longer feel attracted to anybody else out there. The only person your eyes see is the person right in front of you, the person you chose. So you have to choose wisely. That's the key, right? It all falls on you to find somebody who satisfies your every need. Because if they're not willing to satisfy your every need, then they're not worthy of your love. End of story. But it also works both ways. You have to fulfill their every need. So it's really simple, people. Once you guys both fulfill each other's needs, all of them, there is no compromise when it comes to true love. No compromise. If you like this, your partner should be doing it. If she likes that, you should be doing it. Because if the answer is no, maybe, I don't know, you're not in love. You're not in love with each other. You're holding back. Why are you holding back if this person means everything to you? That's why we say, you mean the world to me. You mean the universe to me. You mean everything to me. I die for you, right? If you're not feeling that, you're not in love. And of course, you're not going to do everything that your partner desires. And vice versa. They're not going to do everything that you desire either. Because it's a weak relationship. There's no quality. I mean, if you have to think about it, think about it. 1,000 people in one, if necessary. 1,000 talents. Why not? Write it down and see if you can reach 1,000. That's a healthy challenge. You have to be obsessed. Now, if you immediately replied with, yeah, right, or whatever, then you are not in love with your current partner if you have one. If you're fortunate to even have one, the opportunity to become perfect soulmates. And you do not have what it takes to reach a perfect soulmate relationship. True love means above and beyond, as I just stated. See, that's the reason why we have so many failed relationships out there. They do not take it as serious as needed. Love is not some simple little formula like some just joke around like, oh, you know what? You guys met each other for a month. I love you already. No, you're attracted to the person. You don't fall in love until maybe, I don't know, at least half a year of being with each other. When you look at each other's eyes and you're like, you know what? I think I'm starting to fall in love with you. I think I don't want to look for somebody else. You'll know. Nobody can tell you when you're in love. But you'll feel it. You'll feel like, you know what? I really don't care about anybody else out there. No, I really do want to. I want to make this something. Let's work on our relationship. But you won't become soulmates until at least 10 years, trust me, because there's too much to get used to each other. There's too many things, too many kinks to work out. Synchronicity is a very delicate process. It's a long process. As I said, in order to be everything that your partner desires, and for them to be everything you desire, it requires tons of communication, tons of practice, mastery over sexual pleasure, because sexual compatibility is number one. There's a union between two bodies to become one. If you don't understand what that means, you have a lot of thinking to do. Search your feelings as well. And number two, to see how responsible you guys are, together as one. You guys got to live with each other. You can't be living separate. That's another thing. You got to move in with each other. There are stages to love. And then you got to see if there's any problems to work out, mental or emotional problems. Maybe even physical problems, such as getting into shape. There's a lot of sexless marriages out there because they can't even have sex. They're not even in shape to even, whether it's just poor diet or lack of exercise. It's physical, mental, and emotional perfection. But you have to be obsessed. If you're not obsessed with your partner, if you feel the urge to cheat on your partner, even if you fantasize about having more partners, then you are not in love. And you need to desperately work on being a grateful and passionate human being. You have to work on yourself. That's why I said in the other streams, if you don't work on yourself, forget about it. Don't waste somebody else's precious life trying to make something work when you're not ready to be in love with someone. You are not fit to love. That's right. It's just like physical fitness or mental or emotional fitness. There's fitness to everything. It's conditioning yourself. That's why it's conditional love. Love is conditional, 100%. Unconditional love, you're not ready to condition yourself to be ready for anything. Oh, you got to just accept me how I am. I'm going to be lazy. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. Then you're not ready to love somebody with that unconditional garbage. Love requires 100% condition. You have to condition yourself to be tenacious, to be wise, intelligent, loving, giving, caring. There are differences to all these words. But above all, passionate, passionately loyal, and dedicated, obsessed with your partner. The one and only, without any doubts whatsoever. Now, it's not going to happen overnight at first, because it's attraction at first sight. Love is built between two people later on. So it's going to be a rough ride in the beginning. You guys might have arguments, misunderstandings, uncertainty. That's fine. But if you both plow through that uncertainty, then you start to realize what it is that I'm talking about. The dedication and devotion will fall into place naturally if you both fight for your love for each other. But if you don't fight, you'll never know. That was part of risk-taking in my other stream. The benefits of taking risks. For those truly in love, one is more than enough. Love is all about quality, not quantity. Alright? For example, mediocre food requires many bites. But the best tasting food provides unforgettable pleasure with just one bite. I'll never forget the foods that I've experienced. I took one bite and I was just completely in bliss. I was like, wait a minute. What flavor is this? Never in my life. Those were my words. Unforgettable moments. I know exactly where I was when I experienced those perfect tasting foods. I mean, I was just like, what is my name? Wow. So it's very similar to having your soulmate when he or she can just take you to that other world and be like, you know what? I don't even know what my name is right now. You totally just blew my mind. If you haven't had mind-blowing moments where you're just stuck in this euphoria of pleasure, then you're not in love. And your partner is not of high quality. High quality is not six-pack abs and six-figure income and 6 feet tall. 666. That's not quality right there. That's a benefit. that you could benefit from, obviously. But the main quality is the passion that you guys have for each other. What a pleasure it is to give, and what a pleasure it is to receive from the best of the best. Why do you think there exists Navy SEALs, Special Forces? Why? Because they're the best of the best. Far better soldiers than I was. Because they're trained to be the best of the best. I didn't train to be a Navy SEAL or Special Ops operative. Because I know what that requires. A little too scary for my taste. But when it comes to my soulmate, I give it all, everything. Because I know I'm not going to lose my life. I dedicate my life to her, as she dedicates hers to mine. But there's always going to be best of the best, right? So you have to be that in a relationship. Quality over quantity. That's why I asked the main question when we begin this stream about polyamory. Why more than one? Why? Hopefully you see a very clear reason to always go for quality and not quantity. Because the highest value always comes from the highest quality. This is why even millionaires and billionaires stuck in polyamorous relationships are never happy. You know how many rich people, they commit suicide or drug overdose, right? Or they're just not happy. They're not happy, right? Why are they not happy? They have so much money. They know so many people. They're rich and famous. Why are they so unhappy? Well, take a look at who's not by their side. Yeah, they have their orgies, their polyamorous times, right? Prostitutes, you name it. But it seems like it's not enough. Look at their faces. Look how many wrinkles they acquire when they're just too young for wrinkles. Yeah, they're all wrinkled up, drinking that alcohol, and doing who knows what else. Substance abuse. Not getting enough sleep because they stay awake at night because they can't go to sleep because, you know, when you can sleep like a baby, it's because you are tranquil. You're experiencing tranquility through the power of love. So many people, they have insomnia, problems with sleeping, because they are not tranquil. They are not truly in love. Because just the thought of your partner should put you to sleep. Just the thought. That's how powerful your partner should be. Quality. So I can't imagine Solomon. So ridiculous. But if in the end you still feel like wasting your entire life on meaningless, unnatural relationships full of acting and using others instead of feeling the genuine power of true love, well, then I hope you enjoy your future tragic downfall, because that's exactly what awaits you. It looks all good, fun and games. You'll see what I mean. Because once you reach the end of the road, I'm not going to be there to tell you I told you so. I don't even want to waste my breath on you. You're going to be the one to tell yourself that. You know what? Maybe all these people were not worth it. I've had sex with so many sexy bodies, fun attitudes, but not one of them was truly mine. You're going to realize the hard way. No pun intended. I really hope you don't take that route, though. It's a tragic route, to find out the hard way that all you needed was just one person in your life, and to discover what real love really means. Talk about being foolish. So foolish. And there's plenty of rich people, by the way, who feel the same way. They're like, you know what? It's like a cheat code. When you put the cheat code into a game, there's no more struggle. There's no more goals to accomplish. What's the point of going to the next level when you have it all? No, you don't have it all. What you don't have is no purpose to continue. You say you have it all, but why are you feeling so bitter? It's just like Hugh Hefner with the Playboy mansion, all the bunnies. Not one of them truly belonged to him. He wasted his life away. Many say, wow, he was the man. Was he? Have you ever thought about that? No, he didn't win one person's heart in that huge mansion of his. None of the bunnies ever belonged to him. How stupid. How sad. What a waste of time. What a waste of life. But you know what? Sadly, people fall for it. You know, it's like the cheese and the mouse trap. When that trap finally comes slamming down on you, then you can tell yourself that you should have known better. So, that's all I got for you guys in this topic. Let me go ahead and see if there's any questions out there. Okay. I don't think there are. Okay, good to go. Alright, but if you do have any questions watching post-stream, just be sure to leave them in the comment section down below. Don't be shy. And as always, wishing everybody a good next week. Just stay positive because stress kills. Do not stress. Do your best not to stress. And remember, quality, not quantity.